Okay. Till now that we have seen about what is called entrepreneurship and something, right? What are the recent trend? What are the spirit they needed to survive in this current scenario? What are the types of entrepreneur? Because now we have seen all those things. Now I am going to show some live examples of entrepreneurs. Okay. Okay. Can you identify this personality, Nana? Can you identify? Nana, can you identify this personality? Can you tell me? Is it visible?
No, no, sir.
You don't know him.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I don't
Okay, okay.
identify this
Wait,
person.
wait, wait, wait. Can you identify this place?
No, sir.
This also you don't know? Yeah. This
No, no, sir.
this one?
Sir, Taj Hotel, sir.
Wow. You know this one because now you can recall it. The because you connect because these three picture has connection because this is
Okay.
this place you should know because with the famous place for science education. Which one you know? For the
No, no, sir.
best place for having a science education. For example, if you will say that for engineering, which place you will say is the best for engineering in India?
Engineering, sir. IIT Bombay, sir.
IIT. Generally IIT, right? Okay, IIT Bombay. Good. For the MBA management, which
No,
institution is
no,
best?
sir.
For like Indian Institute of Technology for engineering, right? Like have you heard
Yes,
about
yes.
Indian Institute of Management?
No,
Indian
no, sir.
No, Indian Institute of Management is for management. This is the place for Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore, which is a famous for the science education because it is meant for science only science. Okay, this is a world first and foremost
Yes.
science educational institution in our country. This person is none other than is the founder of that Indian Institute of Science and the founder of Taj Group. That the Jain some say Jamsetji Tata. Okay, Samjetji Tata. You know about his
Yes.
story because just I'm going to share about their story only because this class is continuously if the class is going getting bored. So now I'm going to share about their life. He was more than merely an entrepreneur who helped in India take care in the League of Industrial Nation, and he was a patriot and a humanist whose ideals and vision shaped an exceptional business conglomerate. Okay, that is this is a first research institution by in our India Jamsetji Naswangji Data. Okay, Nasarwangji Data. He's the owner, and the man behind the show was Swami Vivekananda. You know him, Swami Vivekananda.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, you know him. And in the long period of 13 years to establish, 1896 it is started to establish, and it was over by 1909. And 400 acres of prime land at Bangalore donated by Maharaja Sri Krishna Wadayar, 4, and his mother. Okay. Uh,
Yes.
wait. Okay. Okay. What about his story is actually there is a Samsetji Tata is earlier he is involved with the steel business. The Tata Steel you heard about, right? This only
Yes.
they meant for a Tata Steel and they did some sand because they are extracting the steel from the sand. Okay, so they might be involved with this product duty only. So one time that Samjetji Tata went to German to check about the sand whether that it has a capability of extracting the steel from the sand. Okay, So he wanted to check it. So he has done and done of sand in the ship, and because in the area there is no flight and all, right? So he used to go by ship. So in some time that in the ground floor of the ship there is a crowd has been happened. There's a crowd has been arising. So suddenly the Tata asked that employee why sudden, because he was belongs to Mumbai, right? So suddenly it happened. So he was asking the employee why it's a sudden crowd is happening, or what is going on? Is there anything is going there? So that employee replied that Swami Vivekananda, he came to the ship for at the same time that he went to that US Congress. You hope that you might know about it, that US Congress, and he used the word as brothers and sisters. That is another story. Okay, so he intended to want to meet him. So he met Swami Vivekananda, and he introduced himself that I am a businessman, that I am doing a Tata Steel business in India. So I am taking my sand to check in German research institution about whether that sand has a capability of extracting steel. So suddenly he asking that why you are going to German to check about your sand in that other country. Even if they checked, how they will reveal it? Even it is a other country, right? It is other country. They are our competitors. How they will reveal the real truth? So this is the question he asked. Why you cannot do the research? Why you cannot check your sand within your country? Because if it is in your country, they will tell you truth. If you are going to the German, how the German people will exactly let you know? Really, if it has a content of extracting the sand, they will be giving you a fact report that we don't have that capability. Then later on, they will be starting their own company there in the way that they may be doing their own business, right? So why you are believing them? Why you cannot set up the things like that? Because you have been involved with the many business. Why you cannot start your research institution in your country? So suddenly came into mind that why we cannot start one research institution. So he went to that Raja. That is who is the at the time he was in Bangalore, and that Maharaja Sri Krishna Wadayar. Earlier he was started. He want to started in Mumbai, but he don't get that much feasible place to start his research institution in Mumbai. So he went to because Maharaja and Sri Krishna Wadayar and his mother is ready to donate 400 acres prime land for at the Bangalore to start this research institution if you are investing the money. So they have given the land, and he connected the door, but when he applying the licenseship for that institution, because whenever we wanted to start business, when we want to start an institution, we should obtain license, right? So when he applied the license in the British government, they simply rejected that Indian peoples don't have capability to do research, so we could not permit. So he fight against that, and he brought many US working Indians. He brought from that other country and to establish in the institution, and that Indians are having a capability to do the research. So he fighting against the science, and finally, after some more years, they have started the sign in the licenseship. Then okay, now we will permitting, and if it is not showing that much quality feature, then we will be closing that institution. That by agreeing that we will be issuing the license. So he strongly believed, and he bringing that US Indian to start up the business, and it is started in. And I told you now there is a 13 years to establish one single institution. It's a long period. No one institution has been built it like this. So he brought all the technology scale. Now it is become one of the world famous institution in India. If we studied in IIT, IIM, and IISc, then we will get an opportunity, right? So 13 years, but unfortunately 1909 or 1901 it has been opened. But before it's opened, the institution Jamshedji Tata was died. That is another sad part, that before that institution opened, because of his effort all the 13 years, it's finalized, and when before it is opened, the data is no more. He was died. But now he is a founder of the institution, because this is the background. Because what is the inspiration he got it is from Swami Vivekananda said one word, that how you will believing the German people to get the result, why you don't believe your people. So based on this, he started his research institution. Now he's after that he was involved. You know that Tata Steels. Taj Hotel. It's all the part of himself only. Okay. So many things that he has started. Now, can you identify his personality? Have you identified? Who is he? Ranag, can you tell?
Sir, Ambani.
Ambani. What Ambani? There are many Ambanis are there. Anil Ambani, Mukesh Ambani. You know, there is Ambani is a family name. This, if you exactly find this person, Ambani is right. He's Dhirubhai Ambani, who is the father of the current Ambanis, Anil Ambani
Dhirubhai
and
Ambani.
Mukesh Ambani, right?
Father, sir. Father, sir.
Yeah, father, yeah. Dhirubhai Ambani.
Dhirubhai Ambani.
Dhirubhai Ambani, yeah. You know, what about his business? What he knows?
Yes, sir. Reliance. Sir, he was originally a petrol pump attendant, sir, in Muscat, sir, Oman.
Good, good. Then, how, Ajay, okay, as a petrol pump attendant, how he raised up to this level? Do you know anything?
Yes, sir.
How?
Or
Now,
sir by earning sir money and sir investing in stocks and sir opening up industries one by one, sir. Like that, this Dhirubhai Ambani became one of the richest men and to establish a very rich conglomerate in India.
yes. But actually, when he was, yeah, he studied up to 10th standard. Even his father is a school headmaster or something. He's not able to study, and and also his brothers and sisters want to study, so he was forced to do the work for her brothers and sisters study. So he went to Yemen. He went to Yemen. Yemen is other country. There he went there and he worked as a petrol pump attendant, as Ranak said. When he was working that Yemen country king, you know, when at the time when his birthday, they have released one coin which is decorated by the gold plate. Okay, because his king's face has been fixed in the coin, and they have released the coin in their country as a token of his birthday. It's the king's birthday. But in that coin, there is a gold plate is there around the king's face. That secret no one has known. But as Dhirubhai Ambani, he might known about it. So when he was working as a petrol pump attendant, when the peoples are coming and giving that coin, you know, that he taking that coin and he has saved in his pocket. So because if it is a 5 rupees coin, if that coin is having a worthable of 500 or 1500 or something, it is in that rate. It is 100 times worth than the actual coin. Okay, so later on, that the government has realized that he has stored all the coins in his pocket, and he never given to bank because he never do any problem with that, because since his salary, he's receiving a salary only in that coin. He will be taking that coin, and he stored in his pocket. And for the after few days, they have found out that this. I found out that the coin is not in rotation. So the government has realized that why that coin is not rotating. Then they find out the reason. Find out the reason is the petrol pump attendant. Even if some others they are having a coin, if it is a 5 rupees coin, he will be giving a 10 rupees and they will be collecting it. So at the moment only that many officers came to know it was a gold plated. It is don't know except the coin prepared because they have released less coin only on token of his birthday. Okay, so yeah, then finally they came and tell him that please you don't be in our country. So kindly go. Since they cannot take any against, he didn't do any against the law. He didn't do anything against the. He didn't do any violence. He didn't do any out of the country. Just he is collecting the coin. Once the coin is come to us, then it is ours, right? What can we do? Whatever we can do. So there is no. action can be taken against him, and instead of taking action, they said, please kindly vacate our country, you go to your country, hereafter we won't allow you to be here. So he come back to Mumbai, he joined with his friends, and he yearly first he started the textile business only. Not like Reliance is a famous brand now, you know, he's the owner of the Reliance, but earlier he started only what the textile business, and he had a partnership with his friends, and from later on that partnership has been come to an end due to some problem happened between the partners, and he went to the vegetable market, then telecom industry. Now he if you take it as a Reliance, there is a, anywhere it's a Reliance, now it's a Geo, everything it's all depends on the Geo only. Now they are all became a good entrepreneurs, and now he's brought up his son and all with this, that is his revision. Growth has no limited reliance. I keep revising my vision. Only when you can dream it, you can do it. This is his motto. Because once we fixed the vision is a short-term goal, right? That we have to keep revising. Only when you dream it, only you can do it. If you don't dream it, then you cannot. This is his story. And because how he has earned the money and everything that is in the starting stage, how they struggled, and what are the parameters it is, what are the things they have faced, what are the difficulties they have faced to achieve this much, it's all different. Okay, this is Muruga Mumbai Amani. He has, when he started, is a petrol pump attender with a qualification of 10th standard. Now he's one of the richest man in the world, or richest, top richest man in the India. This you can imagine that how he has developed. Okay, you know him? Do you know him? Anyone?
Sir, Mittal, sir.
Huh?
Lakshmi Mittal, sir.
No. He is Mr. Chandrasekhar. Jam cracker, you know that biscuit? Not a jam cracker, it's a biscuit. Like that name, I am saying that it is a computer-based IT company, Jam Cracker Inc. Amazing success story. He's actually born and brought up in Tamil Nadu, that is Kumbakonam. Actually, he did his school in there, and finally Silicon Valley. He went to the Silicon Valley. It was Silicon Valley that he struck gold. That too in a big way. It is a classic modern day story of a middle class young man. Okay. Okay, what about his story is, you know, when he, because he is also belonging to the middle class family actually. He studied his schooling in where it is in Chennai, and he wanted to join an engineering, civil engineering or mechanical engineering. He wanted to join, but he didn't get the admission in the college due to his low mark. So he joined physics in on Vivekananda College at Tamil Nadu. He did his physics. He scored good mark in physics, and he got. You see that is a physics, okay? Then he got admission in Madras Institute of Technology, which is a famous institution, which is studied by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. You know, that is a good educational institution in Tamil Nadu, Madras Institute of Technology. There he got engineering admission, but he's a he's not a computer science student. He never studied a computer science in his graduation, and he got on a computer science engineering in the Anna University, like that Madras Institute of Technology. You know, when he got an admission, he don't interested to go with the computer science and engineering, but his father has and the other family members are keep on motivating them to do this engineering, and he did his B in computer science engineering. After that, he got an opportunity in US. Okay, that opportunity in US to work, because he got a job in India, but they have sent a job assignment as for the US. So and he got married there, and they were settled down, and his wife is based on the Indian based wife. He got it. So her wife is telling him that why we don't want to, why we have to be work here in the US, why we are not, we should not do anything for our country. So immediately they have packed up, and they came to the India, and they have started a small concern for the video game, for the small students from the Korean video games, and they have imported it and they sold it. This type of business they are doing it. So at the same time, and he wrote one research proposal, that is one product proposal to our almost biggest organizations, that for the ticketing machine, for the Casio calculator size ticketing machine for the bus conductors. Nowadays, many of the bus conductor might have been using those things, that for like it is look like a Casio calculator, and when we press it, the ticketing machine will come. So the Casio company, he wrote a proposal, but not only to the Casio, like many companies, he wrote that same proposal has been sent to them. All the proposals has been rejected due to that he don't have that much money in his hand to make this, because in the India, if you want to do business in the earlier, I am saying about in 1980s, 90s, in India, if you want to start the business, you should be a millionaire. There is no recognition in the US, as he stated in his speech. But it is in US, that is not like this. If you have a capability, if you have a good proposal, if the validity, they will be allowing you to do the business, they will be taking you as a partner, they won't think about the money, whether if the company or the project givers have a confidence on the particular person, they will be allowing. But in India, he was been here for the 2 years, but that one, no single project has been accepted. Everyone will be saying he belongs to middle class family, he don't have money, he does not belong to, he didn't study that much, he is not he is an inexperienced person, like that. So finally he fed up with Indian country, and he wanted to move to US, at least wanted to survive now. Earlier there is no that much company in India, there is no job opportunity that much. Again he intended to move US. So when he's about to move the Indian US, and he got a friend from Wipro or Cognizant or something. They said, I have one project, but that project should be do in the US itself. If you go to the US, we will join together and we will start the business. So at the time, he don't have money. Only he has $4,500 US dollar in his hand. In this dollar only, he has to take care of his wife and children, everything. So he joined as a working partner. After that, he collected many projects schemes, and because he involved in the he studied in the software. See, he studied in the computer science, and he involved in the software. He developed many software by the learning. Never studied about IT. You see, there is a computer science engineer. He developed the software, and he sold it. And now that is the outcome of this. There is a Jamkar Inc. became because he's the founder CEO. He started one business alone, and his wife is fully is a moral support. He is a computer science background. You see, there is because of money. Without money, how he has developed it. It is the classic modern story of a middle class young man turned to the multimillionaire. Now he is a multimillionaire. In his hand, that is a per month, there is a two lakhs US dollar growth, 2 lakhs growth. He is earning. That much project is in his hand. That is a success story of KP Chandrasekhar. Because it's just I am at my just you learn this, because continuously if you going to the study, it will be difficult. Just I am saying some stories, okay? That's why. You know him? Do you know him?
No, sir.
I am much admired himself. He's I think no, you don't know. Sarat
No,
Babu.
no, sir. I don't know, sir.
You know? Tadang, you know?
I don't know, sir.
Who is he? Okay, I'll tell. That Sarat Babu, when 27-year-old Sarat Babu graduated from IIM Ahmedabad, he created quite a stir by refusing a job that offered him a huge salary. See there, he created quite a stir by refusing a job He preferred to start his own enterprises, food catering service in Ahmedabad. IIM, as you said, Gadang, there is a IIT Bombay, how it is meant for the engineering, it is a top engineering institution. Among the IIM Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad is the number one institution for receiving MBA degree. So there he got graduated and he refused the job and he preferred to start his own enterprises, food king catering services in Ahmedabad. He was inspired by his mother who once told Italy on the pavements of Chennai to educate him and his siblings. It was a dream, dream come true when Infosys co-founder N.R. Narayana Murthy lit the traditional lamp and inaugurated Sarath Babu's enterprise. Okay, this his story is completely different. He don't have father, so only his mother and two siblings are there. And his mother what because when he studied only in government school, okay, he studied only in government school. He don't have that much facilities in in his home or something. His mother is doing sold Italy. That is, I told now he sold Italy's on the pavements of Chennai. Here daily he sold the Italy, and from that income only she brought up him. So after he completed the 12th, he wanted to join BE or something. I don't know. BE, he has graduated in BE because at the time he don't know where you have to apply, which institution is best. He don't know anything. So his 12th standard faculties called him. This is the institution offered this much. So you go and apply there. So he got graduated in IIT. No, IIT it is not. He graduated himself in the normal engineering college, I think so. Sorry. He's not graduated in IIT. He's graduated in a normal college, and after he studying there in the local in Chennai itself, he studied there. So he didn't move out of Chennai. So when he is completing his because he had got that opportunity, we are only in the scholarship mode. Okay, because he never paid anything in the for obtaining his BE degree. So he wanted because after completing his BE, then during that college meet or something, he's used to organize the program and hostel meet, and he worked as a mess secretary or something. That his leadership position he took. So the people's or that the faculties or he is motivated himself. You are a best manager. You are really good if you do the MBA like that. You have a good leadership style or something. They have motivated because of the motivation. He wanted to do MBA, but he applied in all the IIMs. He got an opportunity from IIM Ahmedabad and some three IIM offered him an MBA seat with a full scholarship because even he scored that much mark in his BE. So that three because he's chosen IIM Ahmedabad. When where is Ahmedabad? It is in Gujarat. There people used to say speak only in English or Hindi or somewhere else, something, right, their own language. Gujarati they will speak. He is born and brought up in Chennai. He studied in a government school. He studied in a local engineering college. He don't know English at all. That is a big point. But he got an opportunity in IIM Ahmedabad because of his talent. He don't know English. The first year he struggled a lot. But even though that, what does it mean? That is fully tuition fee waiver. He never paid the tuition fees. But when he is staying in Ahmedabad, he has to meet many luxury rich people along with him. How they are spending. By seeing them, he was fully fed up with that problems. Okay, so they are all spending that much. Even he cannot spend 1 rupees or 2 rupees for his regular expenses also, because his mother is still sold Italy in the selling Italy in the payments. But how she can spend that much amount for him? So he has applied the scholarship. Even he is very struggle to met up with his regular expenses like oil, comb, something for the regular usage, shoe polish or something, that he struggled a lot. Even for the xeroxing the notes, the purchasing the books, he struggled a lot. So he asked his sister to do some help. So that the sister has given her a jewel. and he mortgage it and he get the money from that jewel and he used for his first year spending. When the first year ends, there is a scholarship comes. Then when the scholarship comes, that money that from the scholarship money, he will be return. He will return the jewel and he will give it back to the sister. And then again second year starts. He has to spend. Again he get from the sister and he mortgage the loan. And again the scholarship comes. He will be returned. So he is doing like this all the 2 years of MBA. He did like this only. So finally, in the as I said, in Narayana Murthy, who is a Infosys co-founder, it is one of the toppest IT company. He was a convocation chief guest for his IIM graduates. When he was graduating, he was the chief guest. So at the same time, he was selected in a campus interview. One company has offered a huge salary to him, but he neglected. And in the convocation, he is the topper of the IIM Ahmedabad. And the Narayana Murthy asked where you are going to join. Will you join? Because even that Narayana Murthy wants him to join his company, but he neglected the offer and he said, "I am going to start Italy shop since my mother is sold Italy to grown-uppers. So I wanted to sell Italy. So I wanted to start up Italy shop. Then finally, Narayana Murthy has encouraged him and he is over. And after completion of his MBA, he is 2 years he is working in one call center and earning some money. And after that, in Chennai, he in the simultaneously he is looking after the land and everything. Okay, the land, everything that he is looking after, collecting the money, and finally he earned some money and he asked with some of the friends to help him. All the five some of the five friends he found out, and all the five friends has started Italy shop. Okay, that is a food king catering service. They have started in Ahmedabad. And finally in Tamil Nadu there is a Italy shop, Mr. Italy. It is a famous. He started one enterprise there in Tamil Nadu on token of love of his mother. Okay, that he started that because the Italy shop he started, but that Infosys finally he called Infosys co-founder Narayana Murthy as light the lamp, and he's in enterprising that lamp. But finally now he is on because those friends one by one they are leaving from the business. Now he is the one and only person is owning his Mr. Italy. If you have a time that you search it about Mr. Italy, that he will be coming. That Italy is that much famous because of him. Okay, this is another inspiring story of Sarath Babu in the 24/7 years. He got a degree, still he is neglected the job. After the 2 years, he started the business. Now his mother, his mother. It is not a simple task, right? Without just he was stayed in a slum area. Even during the school time, Sarath Babu used to sell the Italy in those people that who cannot come out. Because there is a slum area, you used to see that the people will not wear dresses and all, even for the girls and all. You came to know those things. So those people cannot come out for purchasing Italy. They don't taste Italy. So his mother is selling on the payment where there is a shop and men are going for a work. So he collects some Idlis from his mother. He went to that slum area, those people who cannot come out, and he will sell that Idlis there, and he collecting the money, hand out to the guy. After that, he used to go to the school. Since he is one of the elder person in his family, that is what is the difficulties that he is facing. That because for the struggling the money when he go to the Gujarat, he faced about the language problem, money problem, nothing he can understand. Since if the people used to teach in English, he don't know the English. Or for those people who studied that they used to do Hindi or Gujarati, they know. Even he don't know those languages except Tamil. He don't know anything. But still, for the first 6 months that he struggled a lot and he learned the English and then he understood the subject and he is becoming a topper. IIM, it's not that much. They will not give the mark as like it, right? So still it is the quality of education provided by the Indian Institute of Management is the matter because he became a topper and got a good opportunity, good job. It is not within 2 years he learned everything, and after 2 years he earned the money. It is not does not matter even from the slum area. Even her mother still is sold it till he completing he starting his business. Even when he was working in IT companies or some call center, her mother also selling Italy. No, that is the rags to riches. How that it is going like that. I hope you can inspire by their story. You know who is he? Who is he? Who is she? Ranag, Ranag,
No, sir. I don't recognize her.
you don't recognize her. What about Ranag?
Sir, she was from Karnataka, sir. I forgot the name. Sir, IT company. Sudha Murthy, maybe, sir.
IT company.
Sir, Sudha Murthy, maybe.
No, Sudha Murthy is Infosys wife, you know. She is Mallika Srinivasan, Economic Times Businesswoman of the year 2006. Director of rupees 2,500 crore amalgamation group TAFE. You know TAFE? It is one of the tractor company. There is a heavy machineries company owner. In 1986, she joined the family business as the general manager of TAFE. Then she took over the turnover of the company was 85 crore. At present, that is a 34 years. No, it was taken 5 years back data. Within a 19 years, she grown up her company in 1,200 crore. What I admired in her, Economics Times Businesswoman of 2006, it is not a matter. You know, earlier, 1986, she joined the family business only. You know, what is the difficulties are in there in that because in the 1980s, you know about the woman empowerment in the male dominated societies happened, right? It was a it is a male dominated society. Am I right or wrong? It is a male dominated society. In the male dominated society, she has graduated in economics. Even our family in that in earlier that Indian people, they will not allow their daughters to study, women to study. Earlier in the age of 15 or 16 or 12 or 9, they have married, and they have, because there is a child marriages was there. During those period, she was studied and she was joined in a family business. It is not a small business like a Tafe, it's a heavy machinery company. Because if she wanted to run, she wanted to that company, even she's an economics graduate, how she is maintaining the Tafe, it's how heavy machinery company, it is something different, you know. Wherever we go, all the males are doing their business, but still she is competing with them. When she take over the company is 85 crore. Even that in that 1986, 85 crore is not a matter. It's not a small matter. Her dad has earned that much amount. Even after marriage, he was involved in this activity. Still, he was developed her company up to 1,200 crore. That it should be appreciable, right? Because because he is not doing that much difficulties, but he faced lots because of that there was a male dominated society. There are many male, they are not allowing women to do anything. But in that critical time, she studied, she joined, she sustained, she started, she developed. It is not a matter, this is a matter, right? This one thing that I wanted to tell you, because it's a Mallika Srinivasan, his story is good, little bit inspiring. I think so. Yeah. Okay, it's almost time 11:05. We will wind up here. Because the remaining person that we'll see in the next class. Okay, hope we can. It is
Thank you,
at
sir.
least will you inspired or not? I think hope it is
No.
okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.